Rollo, the Kiwi journo, published a story that he turned down an offer from Coventry City. So maybe that increased physicality is perhaps preparing for the...
Wellington to utilise.
Kriev wins the header. Bacchus, they're ahead of him, potentially. So already his introduction has suggested that...
For NPL sides, mind you, he does have one goal in the A-League. It was with Gold Coast United a decade ago. Five minutes to go until half-time. There will be a few minutes of stoppages, no doubt. And it's Oakley Cannons, the NPL side, the champions of Victoria. 5 minutes to go until half-time. There will be a few minutes of stoppages, no doubt. And it's Oakley Cannons, the NPL side, the champions of Victoria, up against Macarthur and leading the A-League men's outfit by a 1-0.
Wilfred Ndidi significantly. But it was far from convincing defending from Leicester City.
It's a real test of their confidence now, because every time Spurs have a corner...
allowing Macarthur to retrieve under no pressure.
Well, it's a very aggressive formation that's set by Dwight York. And at this point, you just have to hope, for the sake of people wanting to watch football, that it...
McGee. This is one of the few passages of play where Macarthur have been patient with the ball, and it doesn't last long. They want to attack again. Now Wayne is tempted to go and chase, and the press advances up for the Phoenix. It's going to force clearance from Curto. Carter provided an aerial.
Definitely not comfortable for an attacking player to be put out in those wide positions and have a speedster run at you and step overs. So we'll see if they utilise that and expose that. But definitely something they should look at.
Pass with McGing.
Opponents they've beaten to get here.
It's true, though. I'd love to see some proactive and optimistic football at this time of the year to get everyone's appetite wet for the A-League men's season. Bit of time being taken here by Ivan Vojica as he waxes with Jonathan Aspropotomidis, and now a long ball is forced, and the Phoenix get... Bacchus. Now McGee.
And there's no doubt Italiano will be the busier keeper tonight, you suspect.
Kieran Bacchus, his brother, has headed off to Scotland on the back of a Player of the Year performance for Western Sydney Wanderers last year. Keanu called up to the Socceroos, as well as Arzani with another yard, too much space. It was just a brilliant strike once he got goal side.
Yeah, there's not a lot the defender could have done. I don't think he was expecting him to shoot from that range. He thought he'd just roll in with his body and the emotional side of the game can be so draining, and when things are going well, you use it for you, and when things are going against you, it can work against you. So hopefully they can regroup. There's plenty of football left in this one, and with such a big home crowd, I'm sure they're going to be spurred on to finish this the best way possible.
Arzani for Holman, he gets another chance. Oh!
Clubs perhaps further and further up the pyramid in English football, and let's not forget the reputation of Chris Wood in both the Championship and Premier League has no doubt done his cause the world of good. Meanwhile, Macarthur on the attack. Here's Arzani jinking through, showing us what he can do. De Silva. Toure. Neat touch, gets around Pennington. De Silva on the turn. He's got McGinn calling for the ball, but he wants to go into the traffic. And Davila was cutting it across for Carter. Cleared away at the last. Bacchus now swings it in. Carter's up. And now Arzani is first to the spill. Davila. The early ball. Carter on the turn. Toure. Toure!
So attempts, that might be too broad a number, but you get the point.
Davila. Step over from Toure, and he hits his own man. It's collected Carter in the back.
Birthday like this, Dura.
No,
It's been some year. Oh, it's his Toure. Still going. A little touch with Holman. On the edge of the area, went down, got back to his feet, continues. We haven't seen too much of. Played 14 A-League matches last season as Davila has got into the box. Davila still going.
Lewis suffered a very serious ankle injury at the end of last A-League men's season, so it's great to see him back out there fit and fresh for the new campaign.
Scott Wooten to start with, but then stuck around himself to be a nuisance.
Berkeley Cannons and Sydney United in a guaranteed NPL team in the Cup final. I'll say it now just in case Sydney come roaring back. Speaking of there to mop up. Now Lewis. Jay O'Shea, the goal scorer for Brisbane Roar. Over in Adelaide against the Cup specialists, Adelaide United. Tangle of legs. Most importantly, the style they are playing. It's all well and good to add pieces to your team, but it's all about the implementation. And I know it's a cup tie, but we've been thoroughly entertained to this point of the night. I have to say that. How composed can the Phoenix be chasing the game? It's a terrible error. It's a gift. It's Rose.
For a goalkeeper. Yeah, Italiano did well.
You can see the way he approaches the ball almost straight on. Opens up the foot at the last minute and allows
the bench against Modbury in the last time they faced a non-A-League side. It was in the round of 16 before their quarter-final victory over Wellington, a 4-0 win over Modbury.
For Alex King right now, I think he's very capable of acquitting himself, but as you said, he's getting it from all points of the compass at the moment. Laws. And now Cryer, Phoenix, their turn to try and do some attacking after.
They've got plenty of potential as well. And perhaps, if anything, just on the occasion to move the ball a bit quicker. Because there are those gaps in the Macarthur structure, particularly with De Silva and Davila, just to repeat, playing
Davila. Danny De Silva, rather. to come back.
A lot of competition in this Macarthur team. Some really good players sitting on the bench. Even in goals, you got Philip Curto sitting on the bench tonight.
There's Craig Noon, who we saw.
Elliott and Lewis. Now Cryer, can he create? Saw Sutton over on the left. Sutton, miss it, cross is going to work out here. And whether that's by design or just where he likes to run. Here's the ball in from Van Hattem. And the sub showing what he can do off the bench as it flashes through the box. Barbarouses. Now Payne. Lewis threads it back to Barbarouses. Nice ball. And it was begging for the tap in.
11 minutes plus stoppages.
Sass to Kryev. The imports combining for the Phoenix. Cut back, Sass. Oh, and then trying to make it a double one. To Wooten. And Pennington is caught in possession. De Silva. And the Bulls are away. Carter has got Arzani on his left. A little head check and feeds him now. Arzani first time ball. And it was a drift. Didn't like his options on the left. And Lewis. A rare misplaced pass for him. De Silva trying to capitalise. Arzani. Early ball. 6 weeks. If they win tonight. It's more than just the competition on offer. It's a great chance to prepare in a live environment. Here's Rose. The counter-attack is on. The crowd rises. And Rose showed too much.
Thank you, Mr. Decker.
Yeah.
That's great to see a teacher with such a great rapport with his students as well. Wasn't always like that when I was a kid. Ball to the back post. Carter's header.
Macarthur trying to make ground and advance. Feet of Kieran Backus, but he ran into trouble, and now a counter-attack might be on. Barbarouses exploded away from the ball, but keeping it at his feet here is Kryev. Plays it out to Wayne on the right, and it's an early Davila. And here's the shot. Blocked immediately by Pennington. Counter could be on here. Kryev drags the ball out to the left. Finds a bit of space. And now Barbarouses can put his head down. Old, in a little pocket of space here, Kryev, and now Barbarouses, but it's a scoop. Goes to the spill. Davila. The early ball, Carter on the turn, Toure, Toure! How composed can the Phoenix be chasing the game? It's a terrible error. It's a gift. It's Rose.
Played 14 A-League matches last season as Davila has got into the box. Davila still going. And Uli Davila. Into the feet of Lucas, heavy touch, but they don't give much away. Davila has it now, though. Bursting forward down the side. The foul. Referee allows the advantage. Toure into the area, up against Clark. Toure, it's missed, and Arzani.
Really good players sitting on the bench. Even in goals, you got Philip Curto sitting on the bench tonight.
There's Craig Noon, who we saw warming up, going through a bit of fitness. As here's Davila for Rose. He leaves it. This could be it. Arzani goes down under of this campaign against Italiano, and he does so.
They'll be looking to their senior players now to really get a hold of this. Calm the group down, refocus. You can see, look at the lines, look at the areas that Davila's picking the ball up. Lovely pockets, half turn and threading in the strikers.
Toure doing exactly what you said he should do. And the shot from Holman. They managed to cover the departure of Joe Knowles. Here's Davila again with Momboa. Back for Davila. Wide now. Arzani against Fascini in the area. Arzani twisting and turning. They have to be careful. He's a tricky little customer. Still going. Cannons is fast turning into a nightmare. It's 5-1.
As we said, probably the better chances, but...
Oh, was guessed! Oh, what a goal! This is where your local team can go all the way. That's what Oakley and Sydney United have provided.